Miami, are you ready for some Monster Jam? Make some noise! Our first competition of the event is JCB Racing. All 12 trucks have been seated into a bracket based on their race times from our event last weekend in Arlington, Texas. The fastest 4 drivers from that event receive an automatic bye into round 2. But up first, 8 Monster Jam superstars are gonna race head-to-head.
Así es, esa es la primera competencia del evento JCB Racing. Tenemos 8 de nuestros 12 competidores compitiendo para avanzar a la segunda ronda. Pero tengo una pregunta. I have one question, Miami, to kick this thing off. Who's ready for JCB Racing?
So round 1 JCB Racing will feature Lucas Oil Stabilizer versus Megalodon, Sparkle Smash versus Thunder Roarus, Avenger versus Jester, and then El Toro Loco versus Classroom Crusher. And then they will move on, the winners, to face the drivers who were given the automatic bye into round 2. Again, the first 12 points will come to our JCB Racing Finals winner. Every point counts as we continue to move closer to our Monster Jam World Finals, Salt Lake City, Utah, July 4th weekend. Get your tickets at monsterjam.com. And remember, tonight, not only will we crown our BKT overall event champion, but we will also crown our St. Jude ambassador of the event. So any chance that you see the QR code for St. Jude pop up on the screen, make sure to scan it, make a donation, but pick a driver that you want to help support, because our driver is in a friendly fundraising competition, again, to end childhood cancer and keep families together during a very, very difficult time. And so for all of our families here, again, welcome to Lone Depot Park. We're ready for round 1 of JCB Racing. Our drivers right now staring at each other down the track, and they're both antsy to kick off tonight's Monster Jam. Miami, how we feeling tonight? This first race will feature 2 drivers who will be meeting for the first time this season. So some bragging rights are going to come along with the first race of the night. Here we go. Up first, let's hear it for Kevin Crocker, Megalodon. Here to kick some boy butt, it's Cynthia Gauthier, Lucas Stabilizer. Again, this first time they've met this season in JCB Racing. Kevin Crocker has a racing finals win under his belt and the better race record of the two, a 6-7 race record for Megalodon. But for Lucas Stabilizer, a big win right here would start the night off right. Here we go. We're going to have to go to the replay for that race. First race of the night, and it was a close one. Megalodon, Lucas Oil Stabilizer. Your winner, Cynthia Gauthier, Lucas Stabilizer. A 19.8 second pass for the first pass of JCB Racing, Lucas Stabilizer. She moves on to round 2, where she will face Adam Anderson and Gravedigger. She's fancy, but she's bringing the fierce to the competition. Let's hear it for Jamie Sullivan, Sparkle Smash. Big competition on the other end of the floor. It's Colt Stevens, Thunder Roarus. First time they've met this season. Thunder Roarus, the better race record, 10-6. Sparkle Smash stage. Now we're both staged. Let's do this. Smooth as butter, your winner, Colt Stevens, Thunder Roarus. You got to think that was a bad fast time for Thunder Roris, an 18.789. Colt Stevens moves on to round 2. He will take on Excalibur. Papa don't play, but he's got all the tricks. It's Matt Pagliarulo in Jester. Big competition, though, on the other end. Two-time World Finals champion, Jim Kohler, Avenger. They've met once this season. Avenger would take that racing win. So now our drivers have gotten the signal to fire and stage. And when you see the second yellow light light up, that means that truck is perfectly at the line. And when both trucks are staged, we wait for the green light. Here we go. Your winner is Avenger. Jim Kohler, Avenger, now 2-0 in JCB Racing over Jester. So Avenger moves on to round 2. He will take on JCB Digatron. A 19.157. Jim Kohler, Avenger, will definitely need to find a second or two to keep up with JCB Digatron in our next round of racing. Up next, let's hear it for Joe Foley, El Toro Loco. Second in the series right now, it's Camden Murphy, Classroom Crusher. Classroom Crusher, one of the best race records on this series, 12-5 for Camden Murphy with 3 finals wins, and he's 1-0 this season over El Toro Loco. Classroom Crusher staged. Toro Loco, staged. There we go, here we go, let's go green. Your winner is El Toro Loco. It was a broken front axle for Classroom Crusher as he comes around the first turn, spins out of control. A tough break for Classroom Crusher, but a big opportunity. El Toro Loco moves on. He will face Mayhem in our next round of JCB Racing. Right there, that front left tire is just not pulling, and so much momentum in the back of that truck. So a DNF, a 20.412 for El Toro Loco. So round 2 of JCB Racing, we'll have Gravedigger versus Lucas Stabilizer, Excalibur versus Thunder Roris, JCB Digatron versus Avenger, and Mayhem versus El Toro Loco.
Well, Monster Jam fans, just because the fun has to take a quick pause out on the track does not mean that it has to take a pause up here in the stands. It just met Austin. Austin, do you know how many Monster Jams you've been to?
I've been to I really don't even know, but I think this is my 3rd year of being here.
All right, 3rd year of being here. I love to hear that. Now, the rules are you got to tell me who's your favorite Monster Jam truck.
I gotta say, the dinosaur.
Thunder Roris, all right, good answer. I love that. So Austin, we are gonna play some trivia. So take a look up at the big screen. There we are. Say, hey, good picture. Hope mom's getting that. We are gonna play some trivia with Colt Stevens, and if you get the answer right, you might go home with a really cool prize. So let's see what he's gonna ask us. Miami, if you think you know the answer before Austin does, shout it out, help him out. What do we think the Monster Jam truck frame is made out of? Austin, your answer matters the most. What do you think?
A.
We think it's A, tubular steel. Is it A? It is A, Austin. I love your confidence. So smart. And for being so smart, check this out, dude. You're going home with your own Monster Jam Losi LMT Megalodon so you can practice how to drive a Monster Jam truck, and maybe you'll be out there one day. So Miami, make some noise for Austin. Come on.
So Joe Foley, El Toro Loco, given a 5-second penalty in that pass for not actually crossing over the finish line. So lane choice for him will not be had in this next round of racing again. Gravedigger versus Lucas Stabilizer, Excalibur versus Thunder Roris, JCB Digatron versus Avenger, and Mayhem versus El Toro Loco make up our round 2 bracket for JCB Racing.
It's time for round 2 of JCB Racing. The 4 fastest drivers from round 1 will now go head-to-head with the 4 drivers who received that automatic bye into round 2.
Ahora avanzaron la primera competencia de la primera ronda. Estamos en la segunda ronda, donde los 4 que recibieron el bye porque tuvieron las pasadas más rápidas del evento anterior, ahora van a competir en esta ronda para ganar el espacio en la ronda semifinal. Tengo otra pregunta con energía, otra vez Miami. ¿Quién está listo para JCB Racing?
So after a big win in round 1, she's ready for more. It's Cynthia Gauthier, Lucas Stabilizer. He is 13-8 this season in JCB Racing. It's Adam Anderson, Gravedigger. They've met twice this season. Gravedigger's taken both wins in JCB Racing. Gravedigger staged, waiting for Lucas Stabilizer to stage. So Adam Anderson and Gravedigger, Lucas Stabilizer both backing up. So now they've got the signal to pull to the line with the single yellow light. When the second yellow light pops up, that means they are staged and ready to go. So now we wait for Gravedigger, and we wait for the green. Winner is Gravedigger. Adam now 14-8 in racing in Gravedigger this season in JCB Racing. Fastest time of JCB Racing so far, 18.698. Clock it. It's Adam Anderson, Gravedigger moving to the semis. Winner of this next race will face the black and green wrecking machine in our semifinal round. 11-6, ready for more. It's Colt Stevens, Thunder Roris. And he's been on the come up this season. Let's see if the dice keep rolling for Matt Pagliarulo, Excalibur. All right, so Mike Pagliarulo, Excalibur, both Colt Stevens, Thunder Roris told to restage so we can get them equally at the line. Excalibur on quite the hot streak lately. He's staged. Colt Stevens, Thunder Roris, 11-6 in racing this season. Can he make it 12-6? Your winner is Colt Stevens, Thunder Roris. So smooth win there for Thunder Roaris, who is now 12-6 in JCB Racing. In the semifinal round, he will face Adam Anderson and Gravedigger, who is 14-8. Gravedigger just had the fastest time of the night, but he has been upstaged by Colt Stevens, 18.571. Thunder Roaris laying down the fastest time so far in JCB Racing.
We know in JCB Racing that lane choice can be crucial, but even with El Toro Loco's Joe Foley getting that 5-second penalty, lane choice would not have been an option for him. We know the bye runs here in round 2 all do get a lane choice. So that was going to be Gravedigger, that was going to be Excalibur, Mayhem, and then of course your last one there is JCB Digatron. So it'd be really interesting going into the semifinals now to see exactly what they're going to do as far as lane choice goes. It does look like to me that that right lane is a lot faster. What do you think up there, Ryan?
Based on what I'm seeing so far, I have to agree with you. When you finish on the right side, it just seems smoother for these drivers right now. But Gravedigger, Thunder Roaris, they're in the semifinals. We have 2 more races to complete that semifinal round bracket. So JCB Digatron versus Avenger, and Mayhem versus El Toro Loco. 2 big races to finish up that semifinal round bracket.
And you know, Ryan, when I was talking with the drivers that did get that lane choice, that's your 1 through 4 seed. When speaking with Chris Kohler, he said what a pleasure it is to be exhausted doing what I love. He's going into racing right now, and he says that even if his competitor puts him in the lane that he's least comfortable in going forward, that he knows whatever lane he's in, he's going to be the most comfortable. So I think here in JCB Racing, the biggest thing is mindset. They have to know that they've got to hit their marks and be able to be reactive. So that's something we're really seeing on this track. But let me tell you, Ryan, from this corner right here, Colt Stevens and Thunder Roaris was so fast. You quite literally heard the crew say, wow, as he turned that corner, and this dirt is just performing so well.
When it looks like our JCB Dirt Squad doing a little maintenance on the track in that turn to smooth it out, a nice little divot from Excalibur. And you got to wonder, too, if during our pit party the sun kind of shining down on that left field part of the track, maybe dried it out a little more or did something to it that's causing those drivers in the left lane to not keep up as quickly. Maybe that turn, it just may be the skill of our drivers. But JCB Racing continues in a minute. He is 5-8 in racing this season and the 2-time World Finals champion. Let's hear it for Jim Kohler, Avenger. He is your series leader and the consistent cowboy. It is Tristan England, JCB Digatron. First time they've met this season. Future Hall of Famer versus one of the up-and-coming superstars in Monster Jam. Let's go! Lock your eyes to the video board for the replay, the Super Glue Glued to the Action replay. Another close race in Miami. Your winner, JCB Digatron. And 18.313, the fastest time of the event. And Jim Kohler, even though he had the second fastest time of the event, could not keep up with JCB Digatron. All right, get those bullhorns up for Joe Foley, El Toro Loco. He was your JCB Racing final winner last week in Dallas. It's Chris Kohler, Mayhem. Teammates, friends, but right now competitors. They faced once this season. The win would go to Mayhem. Let's see what Joe Foley has in El Toro Loco. This is the last race in round 2, and the winner of this race will face JCB Digatron and the fastest time of the night in our semifinal round. We've got to check out the super glue, glued to the action replay. Coming to that final jump. Chris Kohler looking a little wonky. El Toro Loco flying through the air. Your winner is El Toro Loco! And it doesn't get much closer than that. So our semifinal round is set. We have Gravedigger versus Thunder Roarus and JCB Digatron versus El Toro Loco.
It is time for the JCB Racing semifinals. These are the 4 fastest drivers we've got here tonight in Miami, all gunning for the same first 12 points of the event and that top spot on that BKT overall event champion leaderboard.
Hemos llegado a la ronda semifinal. Empezamos con 12 y hemos llegado a los 4 más rápidos. Los que avanzan de esta ronda avanzarán a la carrera final. Una vez más, one more time. Who's ready for the JCB semifinal round?
He is 14-8 in JCB Racing this season. It's Adam Anderson, Gravedigger. And he is 12-6 in JCB Racing. It's Colt Stevens, Thunder Roarus. Third time they've met this season. 1-1, 1 win for each driver. And if you're Colt Stevens, Thunder Roarus, there is no better win than a win over Gravedigger. Winner goes to the finals. You have got to be kidding me. Not only are we getting faster with every race, but we are getting closer and closer at every finish. This might be the closest race of the night. I don't know. Man, it's anybody's guess. And 18.48, your winner is Gravedigger. The sauce out of Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina is thick here in Miami. Gravedigger is in the final round, and he'll face the winner of this next race. So get those bullhorns up for Joe Foley, El Toro Loco. He's going up against our series leader right now, Tristan England, JCB Digatron. First time they've met in racing this season. El Toro Loco 6-8, JCB Digatron 6-6. Winner faces Gravedigger. Your winner is JCB Digatron. So that sets up a JCB Digatron versus Gravedigger final round in JCB Racing. 18.462 for Tristan England, JCB Digatron. So let's take a look at the bracket, how we got here. Lucas Oil Stabilizer gets the win in round 1 over Megalodon, but from there it was Gravedigger. beating Lucas Stabilizer, beating Thunderoris, now in the final round. And then you had JCB Digatron, who was in the second round after beating Avenger, would then just now beat El Toro Loco. So we've got two of the higher points folks on this series going into this final round race. Our series leader versus a former World Finals champion and series champion. This JCB final round race is going to be epic.
Miami, we've made it to the JCB Racing Finals. Make some noise. These are the two fastest drivers of our competition tonight. Only one is going to walk away with the first 12 points of the event, as well as that win.
Hemos llegado a la ronda final de JCB Racing. Empezamos con 12 y ya estamos a los dos más rápidos. El ganador de esta carrera ganará los primeros 12 puntos del evento. Una vez más, Miami, hagan ruido para JCB Racing.
He's 15-8 in racing this season. From Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, it's Adam Anderson, Gravedigger! Big competition though, your current series leader, the Taste of Texas, it's Tristan England, JCB Digatron! Going to the super glue, glued to the action replay. The final race tonight. The first 12 points. Your winner is Gravedigger! At 18.332. You want to talk about bad fast. Gravedigger stealing the first 12 points of the event. Sitting in fourth in the series, that means he will be moving up. If he can continue to be consistent the rest of the night, it could be a big night for Gravedigger. Miami, make some noise for Adam Anderson, Gravedigger!
Monster Jam fans, do we have any Gravedigger fans in the house? Adam, they were so loud for you. Congratulations on the first 12 points here of the evening. Now going up against JCB Digatron, that was a tough race, but this is, several weekends now that you have been in the finals in JCB Racing. What's it can continue to take?
Well, you know what? Miami, the heat is on, baby, and Gravedigger's bringing it today. That's right. You know what? We got a new truck last season. We struggled a little bit. but we got the best of the best on the tour, and it doesn't make it easy. We're out here every race. I run everyone like it's my last one, and you have to. I didn't do that last year, but I'm here to show these guys and girls this old guy still got it. And guess what? We got that big W today, baby. Team Gravedigger, boys back home, Wade, Luke, thanks Devin, the crew. I'm coming home with a win, baby.
We love to hear it, but there's always more here at Monster Jam. Up next is the skills competition. How do you set yourself apart amongst 12 of the best competitors in the sport?
I think that's my problem. I try to set myself apart every weekend, and I'm not going out there and I'm not scoring at the top because I'm trying to create something new. I'm trying to do something different. I don't care what it takes. I need to score to the top. If I have to copy these other guys, I'm going to copy them, and I'm going to push it to the limits. But two-wheel skills, it's up next, baby. You guys get ready.
Up first, it's Kevin Crocker in Megalodon.
The water. Kevin Crocker in Megalodon. Head on over to judgeszone.com. 20 seconds to submit your scores.
The teeth were out for Megalodon. Sky wheelie and then rides the wheelie halfway across the floor here at Lone Depot Park. Excellent execution, great move, and great start to this skills challenge. Again, you pick the score at judgeszone.com, and you ultimately pick our winner for this second competition. A big 12 points on the line. And after racing Kevin Crocker, looking for big points in this competition. Scores are in. The score for Megalodon, 7.959. So you see the fan score, that's the average of everyone's score combined. We see our expert score. We combine those two and take the average, so you've got 7.959. Megalodon is in first. Ready to smash things up, it's Jamie Sullivan, Sparkle Smash! Average score of 7.17 in this competition. She will need a bigger score than that to take the lead. Jamie Sullivan right now scoping out the track, looking for the most optimal opportunity to showcase what she can do. Great balance. Walking up the pod. Moonwalk, baby.
Taking us to space with that moonwalk, Jamie Sullivan and Sparkle Smash. Head on over to judgeszone.com.
Great presentation right there from Jamie Sullivan, Sparkle Smash, really honing in on the skills she picked up last year on one of our Arena Championship Series. Excellent balance, the way the front of that truck just sits there perfectly, finding the right angle so that way she can moonwalk it up the pod and successfully all the way across the ramp. Little kiss in the dirt there too. So scores are in. Score to beat, Megalodon, 7.959. The score for Jamie Sullivan, Sparkle Smash, is 8.371. We have a new leader, and Lone Depot Park really appreciating that run from Jamie Sullivan, Sparkle Smash. The question is, will it hold up with 10 other competitors to go? The belt is off. Daddy's ready to eat. Here comes Matt Pagliarulo, Jester. Matt Pagliarulo, average finish around 8th. And right now the score to beat 8.371. In the past, he's gone for big air and big slap wheelies. And in a competition where it's all tricks, let's see what the Jester brought to Miami. Since the attempt wasn't successful, he's going to get one more opportunity to try the same move.
Matt Pagliarulo, Jester. 20 seconds to submit your scores.
Tough break for Matt Pagliarulo, Jester. Not quite getting the momentum he needed, but also looking like the transmission just didn't want to play along as he tried to throw it into reverse to moonwalk, but it just didn't happen for him. And so it does not look like he will be able to take the top spot right now. Again, the score to beat Sparkle Smash, 8.371. Score for Jester is 4.368. 4.368 for Matt Pagliarulo, Jester. For this guy, the way round one racing started, not ideal, especially being in second place on the series and needing every point to catch JCB Digatron. But his truck is repaired thanks to our UNOH technicians. He's making his way out the tunnel right now. Let's hear it for Camden Murphy, Classroom Crusher. Three competition wins in this competition, an average finish of around third place, and an average score of 7.84. Again, the score to beat, 8.371. And he is ready to do some teaching in our skills challenge.
Camden Murphy, Classroom Crusher. Head on over to judgeszone.com, submit your scores.
School is out, and Camden Murphy, Classroom Crusher, lining up for a bicycle, getting a little bit too much of a kick, tried to save it, but just wasn't able to. And so Classroom Crusher, you know Camden Murphy, when he comes back for freestyle later, he is going to be heavy with that right foot. This event just not going at all his way, from breakage to just a tough start in this competition. Scores are in. The score for Classroom Crusher is 2.752. That's fourth place right now for Classroom Crusher.
Right off the bat, though, some wow moments out of Kevin Crocker, driver of a Megalodon. What an amazing old school move there, an incredible wheelie. Talk us through how you make that happen and what it felt like behind the wheel.
You know, I'm one of the oldest drivers still doing this, so when we get all these young guys out here that can do all the stoppies and stuff like that, when I look at a track like this, I see one jump that's really right in front of me, that's steep enough and big enough and a flat enough floor on the other side to walk it all the way across. You know, that's what I'm obviously going for.
And when you see a run like that, you know that Camden Murphy, Classroom Crusher, skills is somewhere where he really thrives. And obviously already having some breakage, his team really worked hard to get him back. How disheartening is that? I mean, yes, of course, he is one of your competitors, but you want to see someone win at the end of the day.
You know, when you have a bad night, like for racing, knocking out first round, it gets in your head. All of us are super competitive when we put a helmet on, even though we're all buddies and go out to eat and everything every night. When you put a helmet on, it's a totally different world, so it gets in your head. You make simple mistakes, and he honestly just bit off a little more than he could chew there.
Well, thank you so much for your insight. Congratulations again on an amazing run. Monster Jam fans, show some love to the driver of Megalodon, Kevin Crocker. More action to come. Take a look at the video board.
So our JCB Dirt Squad cleaning up the track right now, and right now we would love for you to scan that QR code and make a donation to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. The goal of ending childhood cancer, the mission to keep families together during one of the most difficult periods of their lives. And when you make that donation, you can also pick your favorite truck and driver. And we are going to crown our St. Jude ambassador of the event. So right now, Jester, Matt Pagliarulo, getting the majority of the donations for St. Jude this evening in Miami. You can change that right now when you scan that QR code. Pick your truck and driver, make that donation, and know that you are helping end childhood cancer with St. Jude and helping support families around the United States. So Sparkle Smash, Jamie Sullivan, your current leader, a great spot for her to be in right now, 8.371. And then Kevin Crocker in second, Megalodon, a 7.959. Only at Monster Jam will you see a giant shark doing crazy stuff that you'll never see on any Shark TV programming. We've got Jester in third, Classroom Crusher right now in fourth. 8 competitors remain in our Skills Challenge. And so on the series right now, making it to that final round of racing, Tristan England takes an even bigger lead over Classroom Crusher, and Gravedigger jumps into third place. That's the name I've been watching these last couple weeks. Adam Anderson and Gravedigger has been on it and has moved from 6th to now 3rd in this series. Everybody right now, though, chasing JCB Digatron. Get those trucker arms up. Signal you want the horn to blow. Make some noise for Cynthia Gauthier. Lucas, stabilizer. Lucas Stabilizer, an average score of about 6.5 this season. Score to beat, 8.371. Daughter just there on the video board for a second. Here to support mama. Going to give it a second attempt here. Not quite a successful attempt for what she's trying to do. So our Monster Jam officials giving Lucas Stabilizer one more attempt.
Cynthia Gautier, Lucas Stabilizer. 20 seconds to head on over to judgeszone.com.
The ladies are all business tonight in Miami in our skills competition, showing the rest of the field how it's done. Throwing the truck on those front two BKT tires, keeping that grill nice and shiny. And Lucas Stabilizer bringing it here to Lone Depot Park. Nice moonwalk up the pod. Scores are in. The score for Lucas Stabilizer is 7.902. That's second place. Daughter Ava really excited for mom, and Lucas Stabilizer now in second. Up next, Mike Pagliarulo, Excalibur. He's got one skills challenge win this season. Other than that, an average finish of about 6th place. 6.73 his average score, and again 8.371 Sparkle Smash, the score to beat. Perfect at 90 degrees, walking that 12,000-pound machine across the floor. And a tombstone there at the end.
Mike Pagliarulo, Excalibur. Head on over to judgeszone.com.
Getting fancy with the moonwalk and the way he slams the truck down, trying to reverse it back up onto those two front BKT tires. But right there, I thought he was just going to sit it right there and just hold it for the duration, but now he decided he wanted to play a little bit. He wanted to walk, and he wanted to combo this. Almost had the momentum for it, so right here he's going to slam the back down, trying to pop it back up. If he could have thrown it in reverse, he would have had that executed perfectly. So we wait now for the scores for Excalibur. Score for Magic Mike is in, and that score is 8.389. Your new leader is Excalibur. He needs a big win in this competition, especially if he wants to hold on to the lead for the BKT Overall Event Championship. Here comes Adam Anderson, Gravedigger. Using the Morgan & Morgan backflip ramp. Adam Anderson, Gravedigger, bringing something different to the skills competition. All right, he's going to get a second attempt. You saw what he tried to do there. Let's see if he can make it happen this time. There it is. Let's walk the runway here. Center field. Gravedigger at Lone Depot Park. This is going to get sketchy now on two different wheels.
Took us for a walk, Adam Anderson and Gravedigger. Head on over to judgeszone.com. 20 seconds to submit your scores.
Fun little combo and transition there. So at first, everyone was holding on to their breath, hoping he could get it out there. And as he continued to walk farther and farther towards the infield, the roars here at Lone Depot Park just got louder and louder. And he got to the sketchy zone there on those two front tires, tipped it over, and almost had that save. That would have been a wild moment there for Miami and Monster Jam. Not enough to take the lead, though. Gravedigger at 8.158. We're halfway through our second competition. Up next, the king of the skills competition. It's Tristan England, JCB Digatron. Average finish, second place in this competition. Average score, 8.67. That would be enough to take the lead right now.
Tristan England, JCB Digatron. Submit those scores now, judgeszone.com.
Tristan England pulls up to the drive-thru and orders everything on the combo menu there. We've seen a lot of moonwalks up that pod, but we didn't see a combo like that. Brought a little more flavor, a little spice to the dinner tonight here in Miami as we watch the Super Glued to the Action replay. This guy is on it. So here we go, score to beat. Excalibur 8.389. The score for JCB Digatron is 9.118. We have a new leader. The crowd roars. It's JCB Digatron. Bringing 25 years of some of the wildest moments in Monster Jam. It's Joe Foley, El Toro Loco.
Fanáticos del Toro Loco, que se oigan. Joe Foley, el Toro Loco. Ingresen sus puntos ahora.
As we lock in those scores at judgeszone.com, let's go. Joe Foley, awesome combo set up there. He's got one win in this competition this season, and that should put up some decent numbers and potentially even take the top spot. Here we go, score to beat. JCB Digatron, 9.118. The score for El Toro Loco is 8.805. El Toro Loco sits in second place with 3 competitors left. He has one competition win in this competition. Here comes Colt Stevens, Thunderoris. His wife and the babies upstairs, ready to cheer for Dad. Second generation driver, Colt Stevens grew up watching his dad in Miami and King Crunch, and now his kids watching him. Thunderoris lining up for something might be a little different than we've seen. Kind of lining up the same way Classroom Crusher did earlier. Potential bicycle, here we go.
Colt Stevens, Thunderoris. Submit your scores now, judgeszone.com.
That was pretty close to perfection, and there was just the last end of it where he was really trying. Love this. So the bicycle, great execution, great balance. Using that to throw it to the front BKT tires. Didn't get it in reverse fast enough to moonwalk. And so Colt Stevens, Thunderoris, great showing right now. The question is it enough to take the lead? The scores are in. The score for Thunderoris is 8.235. That puts Thunderoris right now in 5th. Let's see what kind of mayhem we get into next. Here comes Chris Kohler, Mayhem. He has a skills competition win this season. An average score of 7.0. Score to beat 9.118 JCB Digatron. Avenger getting lined up. Hits the stoppie on the catwalk right now. Dancing around those back two BKT tires a little bit. You can see the glow in the Miami dirt.
Chris Kohler, Mayhem. Submit your scores now, judgeszone.com.
Have a feeling he was going to try to combo in some way what was going on there. Nonetheless, great execution with the stoppie, then just a slow Mayhem style walk forward towards right field at Lone Depot Park. And again, you see the lights glowing in the dirt. Perfect balance from Team Scream driver Chris Kohler in Mayhem. Scores are in. The score for Mayhem is 8.133. That is good enough for 7th. One competitor left. Two-time World Finals champion, it's Jim Kohler, Avenger.
Jim Kohler in Avenger. Submit your scores now, judgeszone.com.
Anytime there's a party, somebody's got to bring the donuts, and it's Mr. Excitement, Jim Kohler. Round and round he goes in that Avenger truck from Columbus, Michigan, bringing the donuts to the party in Miami. Scores are in. The score for Avenger is 7.798. That's good enough for 10th. That means your second competition winner of the night, Tristan England, JCB Gigatron. So getting that second place in racing with 11 points in that competition and 12 points now in our skills challenge. Tristan England, JCB Gigatron jumps into the lead for our BKT overall event championship and continues to extend his lead on the series as we continue to Monster Jam World Finals. The road is on for our July 4th weekend, and our skills winner is with Lindsay Noble.
Tristan, congratulations, 12 points towards an overall event championship here today in Miami. You know, I know you've only been to Miami just a few times, a lot of times, of course, as a fan as well, watching your dad. What's it mean to get a win here?
It means a lot. I mean, I talk about it all the time, but Miami, it's just something about you guys down here in Florida that get the vibe going, man. Y'all know how to get loud, y'all know how to have fun, and when I'm in my Monster Jam truck, I almost feel like I'm doing a little salsa myself. I'm having a good time out here. I'm not even 30 years old just yet, but who's having a good time at Monster Jam tonight?
And there is so much more to come. Of course, up next is Monster Jam Freestyle. There are thousands of fans that really attend Monster Jam to watch freestyle performances. What can we expect from you? I know this is sort of a new track.
You know, it's the craziest aspect that is Monster Jam. We take these 12,000-pound trucks that are 1,500 horsepower, and we do whatever we want for 2 whole minutes to try and get you guys out of your seat. You paid for that full ticket, but my job is to only let you use a little bit of it. So you've seen JCB racing, you've skinned the steels competition, and luckily we fared out okay in those. But freestyle is where your heart's at, Miami. So my dad has laid down the law here before. Now it's my turn. I've said it for the past 3 years, but we keep stepping it up each and every time we come out. So I need a favor from each and every one of you Monster Jam fans to get as loud as you can, because I want everybody in the county to hear us having a good time tonight. Let me get a taste of it, Miami, and let's have fun tonight.
We have reached the pinnacle of tonight's event. Miami, this is Monster Jam Freestyle.
The Morgan & Morgan backflip into the moonwalk. 20 seconds left for El Toro Loco.
Miami, ¿dónde están? Representando 25 años, Joe Foley, el Toro Loco.
Joe Foley, El Toro Loco, and Fuego at Lone Depot Park. You want to set the bar in freestyle in Miami, you've got to go big, and he did just that. Some saves, some big air, the Morgan and Morgan backflip, shredding the body all over the floor with this huge air. You want to talk about freestyle Foley, he just gave it to you. Excellent moonwalk right there, and just hit after hit. Fantastic stuff from El Toro Loco. So now we're going to see how big this score is. He's got one freestyle win this season under his belt. We'll see if tonight's number 2. The scores are in, and the score for El Toro Loco is... .485, your new leader, and a big score to beat, El Toro Loco. So let's talk about how big that score is right now for Joe Foley, El Toro Loco in this competition right now for the BKT Overall Event Championship. Just 3 points behind JCB Digatron and Tristan England. If there's one thing JCB Digatron is, it's pretty consistent through competitions. So Joe Foley has set the bar and has just said, this is what you need to do to win tonight to JCB Digatron. So El Toro Loco, Joe Foley, 20 points with a big opportunity right now in freestyle. When we're talking big air, we've got to talk about the king of air, Mr. Excitement himself, 2-time World Finals champion. It's Jim Kohler, Avenger. Sets it back down on all 4 BKT tires. 30 seconds to go. Looks like he's lining up for the Morgan and Morgan backflip.
Jim Kohler, Avenger, nearly went into orbit with all of that air. Head on over to judgeszone.com.
Liza, it makes you wonder if we're going to get a phone call from the FAA interrupting their airspace and travel. Maybe they have to redirect some flights because our superstars are flying tonight through the air at Lone Depot Park. You want to talk about big freestyle. You are getting some of the biggest air we have seen all season, and we're just 2 freestyles in right now. Team Scream is laying it down tonight in freestyle in Miami, and the back of that truck a little wobbly for Jim Kohler and Avenger after nailing that Morgan and Morgan backflip. You can see the back of the chassis a little too wobbly to continue, but he'll be back for more tomorrow. And right now, scores are in. The score for Avenger is 8.344. The Miami crowd, a very, very appreciative response there for Mr. Excitement, Jim Kohler in Avenger, who again be back tomorrow for more Monster Jam. And right now, a great opportunity to remind you about our St. Jude ambassador of the event. This is your opportunity to make a donation to St. Jude Children's Hospital and their life-saving mission, ending childhood cancer, keeping families together. If you scan that QR code, you'll then be taken to a page where you can make a donation and pick your favorite driver. And right now, it looks like Matt Pagliarulo Jester still in the lead, but Sparkle Smash in second. So get your donations in, pick your favorite driver, and in just a little bit, we will crown our St. Jude ambassador of the event. All right, Miami, who's ready for more Monster Jam freestyle? Up next, the Jester himself. Here comes Matt Pagliarulo. Let's get Sendy. Here goes Jester. Some combo moves so far from Jester along with that big air. 95 seconds left. It looks like Jester with some issues, not getting power to those back BKT tires. It's all front wheel drive right now. Tough position to be in right now. Those front 2 BKT tires pulling all the weight for this 12,000-pound Monster Jam truck.
Matt Pagliarulo, Jester. Submit your scores now, judgeszone.com.
He was going big, and he was really bringing it for Miami Freestyle and Monster Jam tonight. Just unfortunately, with Monster Jam trucks, sometimes breakage happens. When you're taking 12,000 pounds, flying it through the air and landing aggressively like they do, things are bound to break, and unfortunately, all of the power to those rear tires was just gone at the second half of that freestyle. So a rough end to the night for Jester. We wait for the scores. It's a 4.876. Score to beat 9.485. El Toro Loco up next. It's Kevin Crocker, Megalodon. Rear steer struggling right now with Megalodon. So unfortunately, it's going to be a little awkward for him in the rest of this freestyle. I don't think it's going to let it stop him, though, because he's lining up for the Morgan and Morgan backflip ramp. For the people! 10 seconds left for Megalodon.
We're gonna need a bigger boat for Kevin Crocker in Megalodon. 20 seconds to head on over to judgeszone.com.
So far, we've seen big air and some awesome moments, and so our competitors now are really trying to top what has happened in freestyle with El Toro Loco. That score to beat 9.485. So these drivers really pushing the limits of their Monster Jam trucks. Kevin Crocker scores are in. The score for Megalodon is 7.856. 7.856. That right now is good enough for third place. 8 competitors remain.
Miami, are you ready for some mayhem? Here comes my son, Chris Kohler in mayhem. Team Scream Rocks, here we go. Yeah!
Mayhem with one freestyle win this season, bringing the Mayhem to the series, moving up in the series points, I believe in 5th place right now. Nice bounce to turn him around as he heads towards the Morgan & Morgan backflip ramp. Quick checkup, make sure he's lined up perfectly. Mayhem with 15 seconds left on the clock.
Give it up for Chris Kohler, Mayhem. Scoring is now open on judgeszone.com.
While it didn't affect the truck, that left rear tire, that BKT tire, just not putting in the power, again, because of what these drivers are putting these 12,000-pound machines through. Mayhem going with the big air, hitting just about every ramp on the track, hitting the Morgan & Morgan backflip, and setting it back down to continue that run. But again, a tough top score to beat. Joe Foley, El Toro Loco, has really set the bar, so we'll see. Score to beat 9.485. The score for Mayhem is 7.901. Mayhem in third place right now. 7 competitors left in Monster Jam Freestyle. Up next, time to hit the gas. It's Jamie Sullivan, Sparkle Smash. Do unicorns backflip. Here we go, Morgan & Morgan for the people.
Mess with the unicorn, you get the horn. Jamie Sullivan, Sparkle Smash.
Great freestyle from Jamie Sullivan. She's pumped and feeling that run. And if anyone ever asks you if unicorns can fly, you say yes, because we just witnessed an awesome freestyle from Jamie Sullivan, Sparkle Smash, watching the super glue, glued to the action replay. Some big air, some close saves there, keeping it on all four most of that run. But a few moments it was on no tires, just in the air, or on two. but she set it back down there towards the end of the run. Now the scores are in. The score for Sparkle Smash is 8.405. Sparkle Smash in second. And we're now halfway through our freestyle field. Big names like Classroom Crusher, Thunder Roarus, JCB Digatron, Gravedigger, and more to come. And for our next driver, hasn't been the ideal night so far in our first two competitions. And generally when it's a rough night, our drivers have a heavy right foot in freestyle. So if you want to see him go big, make some noise for Camden Murphy, Classroom Crusher! The left rear is locked up right now, but he's gonna get after it. If he can get it to break loose and start rotating again, it'll be a little bit smoother for him. There it is. So the tire's broken loose, but there's no power to it. But that's not stopping him right now.
What a save from Camden Murphy in Classroom Crusher. Submit your scores now, judgeszone.com.
When life hands you lemons, you keep that pedal to the metal until you get that lemonade, and he was on it. And you could tell he was on a mission after such a rough afternoon here at Lone Depot Park. So he just pushed that truck to the limit, unlocked that left rear tire, and then gave us a pretty wild moment there. It would have been awesome for a save, and that probably could have been something that challenged the top freestyle spot. Scores are in. The score for Classroom Crusher is 7.888 for Camden Murphy, Classroom Crusher.
Down over here with El Toro Loco's Joe Foley. And Joe, what a run. That was some huge air. And you know, here at Monster Jam, there's constantly innovation. And you went out there looking for something new. We talked about the fact that your parents are in the stands, but what was it for you here today?
Man, after last weekend, I made like 3 hits in freestyle. I was mad. I came into this weekend upset, angry, just not happy with the truck. So I came out here, I blew off a little steam in freestyle. And I'm thinking the Miami fans loved it, because by the noise these guys are making, they're having a good time. So, I'm hoping we got a couple more runs to do, but man, I put that truck through the ringer. I'm hoping we can keep that thing up on the top podium right now. I can get out of here with a win, because man, we got another show to do tomorrow, but I'm only focused on right now. I came out here to tear this place down, and I did.
Well, congratulations on a great run. Like you said, we've got Sunday Fun Day tomorrow as well. But you mentioned earlier you think that's what's really working for you is that you're starting to learn this new track. Can you talk to us about what that means for you?
Yeah, I'm a pretty slow learner. It took me a while to get a hold on this track. I mean, some of the angles are weird. You know, I couldn't tell what I could clear, what I couldn't clear. And I think last weekend I started to get a hold on it. But coming out tonight, man, I got a grip on this. I know what's going on. I know this track front to back. And man, it was a great time. But I only got one question for Miami out here. Who's ready for more freestyle?
As our JCB Dirt Squad cleans up the track right now, you see Joe Foley, El Toro Loco. On top, score to beat tonight, 9.485. A little room to make it happen, but we need magic on the track to take that top spot. Big kudos right now to Jamie Sullivan, Sparkle Smash sitting in second. Avenger in third, Mayhem in fourth, Classroom Crusher ends in fifth, and right now Megalodon is in sixth. Our next driver brought his family to Miami. He's got a freestyle win on the season. It's Colt Stevens, Thunderoris. Looking pretty confident in the truck right now. 45 seconds, lining up for the Morgan and Morgan backflip. Nails it. Will he send it?
Can you hear the roar? Colt Stevens, Thunderoris. 20 seconds to head on over to judgeszone.com.
Knowing a little bit about dinosaurs, I never thought I'd ever see one cartwheel. I figure their arms are a little too short for that, but Colt Stevens really bringing it in freestyle. After that Morgan and Morgan backflip, it was game on. And if he could have saved it, we might have had a new leader. Big air, big momentum. Colt Stevens following in his dad's footsteps and bringing it to Miami in Thunderoris. And as he hit that backflip, man, that thing revved high. I was wondering if the transmission was going, but he just turned it around and was like, I'm going to send it. Scores are in. The score for Thunderoris is 8.024. 8.024. Fourth place right now for Thunderoris.
Fanáticos de Monster Jam, aquí estamos con Kevin. ¿Podemos hacer ruido para Kevin? Un aplauso. Kevin va a jugar un juego llamado el Helmet Shuffle. Va a haber un trofeo y unos cascos. No pierdas el trofeo. Si lo encuentras a lo último, te voy a dar un premio. ¿Estás listo?
Sí.
Miami, ¿están listos para ayudar a Kevin? Ok, vamos a empezar el Helmet Shuffle. Ok, vamos a ver, Miami. No sé si todavía lo tienen. 1, 2 o 3. Ok, le voy a preguntar a ellos primero, ¿ok? ¿Quién piensa que está en el número 1? ¿El 2 o el 3? ¿Qué piensan? Ok, Kevin, es hora. ¿Qué piensas?
El 3.
El 3, vamos a ver. ¡Oh! ¡Wow! ¡Yeah! ¡Chócamela! ¡Bam! Por ganar este juego, te vamos a invitar con tu familia a otro show llamado Disney on Ice, que va a estar en el Amerant Bank Arena marzo 19. Él va a volver a Disney on Ice. Esto es para ti. A ver, enséñale a la cámara.
Again, Disney on Ice playing Amerant Bank Arena March 19th through the 22nd. Watsco Center April 16th through the 19th. Tonight, though, it's all about Monster Jam. He was leading going into this competition, the BKT Overall Event Championship. He's looking for a big freestyle win right now. It's Tristan England, JCB Digatron. Lining up for the Morgan and Morgan backflip. Into a moonwalk. Success. He needs 4th or better in freestyle to take the BKT overall.
He parks it on those back two BKT tires. Tristan England, JCB Digatron. Submit your scores now.
Feeling it in Miami. Tristan England bringing the moves, the big air, and some combos in freestyle. And I thought he was just going to set it and forget it. Maybe take a nap while he was waiting for his scores at judgeszone.com. Again, he needs 4th or better in freestyle to take the BKT Overall Event Championship. Here we go. Score to beat. El Toro Loco, 9.485. The score for Tristan England, JCB Digatron is 9.162. Currently, JCB Digatron sits in 2nd. 3 competitors remain. Up next, Cynthia Gauthier, Lucas Stabilizer. if 2 trucks place higher than the JCB Digatron score, we've got ourselves quite the event here for the BKT overall. But it's time for Mom to clock in. Fun little hops right there from Lucas Stabilizer, 62 seconds left. Lining up for the 8-pack backflip ramp. "20 seconds left on the clock. She's refired. Let's go!" To the moon!
Honk those trucker horns for Cynthia Gauthier, Lucas Stabilizer. Check it out. Submit those scores now, judgeszone.com.
Big roar from the fans in Miami after that freestyle, and we have had a barn burner of freestyle so far. 2 remaining, but I mean, driver after driver after driver. We are just after it tonight in Miami. Here we go. Scores are in. Score to beat. El Toro Loco, 9.485. The score for Lucas Stabilizer is 9.066. Right now, Lucas Stabilizer sits in third. Recapping the moments, the super glue glued to the action replay, the 8-pack backflip, almost a flip and a half there. And just big air for that 12,000-pound Lucas Stabilizer truck. Look at the way the shocks absorb the hit. The BKT tires bounce all over the place. That door was wide open, man. So Toro Loco still in the lead with 2 freestyles to go. Started the night off hot. Your BKT or your JCB Racing winner. 1 headlight is lit. Don't matter, because it's time for business. It's Adam Anderson, Gravedigger. Massive jump across the field. The black and green wrecking machine is getting after it in freestyle. Another full send from Adam Anderson. Gravedigger, 53 seconds left. Gravedigger wants some of that Morgan and Morgan backflip ramp. Perfect execution into the moonwalk. 15 seconds left.
Masterclass in Monster Jam Freestyle from Adam Anderson and Gravedigger. Submit your scores now, judgeszone.com.
Something this season has gotten into Adam Anderson and Gravedigger, and when it comes to freestyle, he is bringing it this season. The first one to go from ramp to ramp, the pod in the middle. He's got a freestyle win this season. This could be a second. And the roar from the crowd, and the way the nose exploded in the front of the truck, wild stuff. Here we go, scores are in. Score to beat, El Toro Loco, 9.485. The score for Gravedigger is 9.358. That puts him in second, and that puts him in between El Toro Loco and JCB Digatron. We are getting spicy here at the end. Who will be the BKT overall event champion? We're going to find out soon, but there it is. The nose just exploding right off of Gravedigger. Just fiberglass. He'll be ready for more tomorrow, and right now he sits in second in freestyle. All right, right now we got a second too. Let's crown our St. Jude Ambassador of the Night. Based on your donations, your winner is Joe Foley, El Toro Loco, getting 41% of your donations tonight to St. Jude to end childhood cancer and keep families together during one of the most difficult points in the family life. So there's Joe Foley, El Toro Loco, sitting pretty right now. Number one in freestyle, one rider to go. He's got the St. Jude Ambassador of the event. Can he take freestyle two? Your scores for this final competitor will seal the deal for one of our drivers. He's been on a pretty big win streak as of late. He's got some big history here at Lone Depot Park, and he's ready to keep writing that story. Make some noise for Mike Pagliarulo, Excalibur! Let's go, Excalibur keeps it moving. 65 seconds left in freestyle. And he is back on all 4 BKT tires. The clock is paused at 51 seconds. The crowd is electric. And that is the end of the run for Mike Pagliarulo in Excalibur. And so now it's time to lock in your scores as he pops out of the truck. If you just thought that was awesome, make some noise for Excalibur. Really has the opportunity to make a big upset here if he can place in the top 3. Scores are in. The score for Excalibur is 8.645, 5th place for Mike Pagliarulo, Excalibur. That means your freestyle winner is Joe Foley, El Toro Loco. His second freestyle win of the season. Celebration with Team Scream and a lot of our UNOH technicians. A big moment, and Lindsay Noble is with our freestyle winner.
Joe, congratulations. What a celebration here. Another freestyle win on the season for you. What does that feel like for you? How'd you put it together?
Oh man, that was awesome. I was shaking in my boots watching Adam run, watching Mike run, watching Tristan run, man. That was some scary stuff. Those guys were throwing down. But man, Miami's been good to me, man. I'm so excited. I got a freestyle. I got my parents hanging out up there, man. That's awesome. I can't thank the guys enough. CJ, Mike, Kevin, Shay, Jim, Chris, everybody, man. I can't keep running this thing into the ground without all you guys helping me. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys. And Miami, I want to thank every single one of you guys. This is awesome. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah!
Freestyle winner, St. Jude ambassador of the event, but is it enough for El Toro Loco to take the BKT overall event championship? With a total of 33 points, your winner, JCB Digatron. Such a close end to the night. Tristan England, JCB Digatron keeps it consistent and takes the BKT overall event championship, getting some daps from all of his competitors and friends, and Lindsay Noble as our winner.
Tristan, what a moment. You come down here to congratulate Joe on a freestyle win, and you find out you're the one going home with the trophy. How did you put it together here tonight on a track that's a little bit different from what we've had before?
You know, it's all about consistency, and Gravedigger, man, what a household name. It's been around for 44 years, something like that. Long time. But let me tell you guys something. JCB's been around for 80 years. If it matters to our customers, it always matters to us. So I want to show up every weekend and take this hardware home with my JCB Digatron just to prove to you guys that JCB is better.
And tomorrow is Sunday Fun Day. If there's one driver that has fun behind the wheel at all times, it is you. What can we expect from you? How do you continue to push the envelope and innovate this sport?
Oh, you know, Sunday, like Fun Day, like you said, I know my son Crash, he's watching right now, my beautiful wife back home. I love you guys so much. Your support drives me each and every time. But you Monster Jam fans, the roar of y'all every time, especially when we come down to Miami, all the way down south, y'all know how to get loud. We love you guys so much. I can see everybody doing the frost wave in here, man. That means so much in here. I feel like I've really left a footprint right here. But Miami, I just got one question for everybody. Can you dig it?
Congratulations to all of our winners tonight, including JCB Digatron, Tristan England, Eliza. You've been on this series since the beginning. And I've been watching on YouTube. I gotta say, that was probably the most exciting freestyle competition I've seen from Stadium East.
I don't know what fire was lit underneath everybody's driver's seat, but that was absolutely insane. Miami, you guys certainly were in for a treat tonight. Very lucky that you were all here with us to experience that.
And Carlos, como se dice en español? That was awesome.
Qué chévere, qué genial, qué emocionante. Every other adjective that I could possibly use to describe this event. Gracias a todos los fanáticos de Monster Jam. Thank you all of the Monster Jam fans for welcoming us into your home and giving us a great, great event.
Make sure to grab some gear before you go. Make sure to check monsterjam.com. You can get tickets to join us tomorrow. But if you want to catch more Monster Jam action, you can probably catch Stadium West in Anaheim on our Monster Jam YouTube channel. For Lindsay Noble, Carlos Sparks, and Eliza, I'm Ryan Lacoste. Thank you, Miami, for a wild night. Thanks to you two for hanging out with us, too. In Miami, that was Monster Jam.